Hi, everyone. Welcome on in. It is time for another Knox Talks, and I'm so excited. I get to spend time with Terrance. Hi, Terrance. Welcome on in.
Hello. Hi. Thanks for having me.
I have to admit you were one of the main reasons I continued with this because you were so excited to play a game and talk about stuff. So I had to do it. I had to do it.
Yeah, I think this is super cool. I'm happy to be a part of this and excited to get some gaming in later.
Yeah, it'll be fun, and we're gonna play one of the games that you're in. So I'm really excited about that, and we'll talk about that game then. So it looks like Steph already put your information into the stream chat, so thank you about that. And if you folks do have any questions, please feel free to put them in chat, and Steph will field them for me. But of course, the first thing I have to talk about is congratulations on being cast as Apocalypse. I know
Thank
you're an
you.
X-Men fan. That must have been insane.
Yeah, that was just to even get the audition was crazy for me. I've been a fan since I was 5 years old of the X-Men. I love the cartoon, I love the comics, the video games. I'm just a big fan, and Apocalypse to me has always been one of my favorite villains. I think he's one of the coolest Marvel characters in the history of Marvel. And so when I saw that come up in my inbox, I was like, man, this would be super fun to book. And so I submitted the audition, and I heard back like I want to say 25, 30 days, something like that, that I booked it, and it was super exciting. I'm still over the moon on that one.
Oh, wow, that is so cool. Did you know that it was Apocalypse? Because sometimes they go under code names.
Yeah, a lot of times everything is code named. The characters have different names. You're not sure what's what. This one specifically said Apocalypse, so that's really helpful for me because I understand the character a bit, and so when I saw that it was Apocalypse, I was like, oh, cool. I may do my own spin on it, of course, but um, it just felt easier to audition for something because I know exactly what it was. However, I did not know it was for Marvel Rivals. That was still codenamed. So, seeing that it was Marvel Rivals was also really cool because a lot of my friends love that game. They play it all the time, and so just to be a part of that was huge.
So there have been quite a few iterations of N7 at this point. What was it like bringing your vision of the character and stepping into his shoes for you?
It was fairly easy, and I know that sounds crazy to say, but they specified what they were looking for as far as, they wanted a deep voice, they wanted, a regal sounding character, and I already knew Apocalypse from other media, and so for me, it wasn't necessarily about mimicking another actor or trying to play the character how he's been seen in other media. It was more of like, this is my opportunity to become Apocalypse. And so I delivered my audition how I felt Apocalypse should sound in my voice and how I felt like almost like putting in myself in the shoes of Apocalypse. And I was like, okay, I'm
Right.
Apocalypse in this moment. Let's play. And that's really what it came down to. It was just, this is the coolest opportunity ever. Here's the voice that I have for that, and here's how I would portray Apocalypse if I was Apocalypse.
That's so fun. Oh my gosh. And since that is one of your favorite characters, that must have just been I don't want to say affirming, but I mean being able to just play and bring your own ideas to it.
It really reinforces, at least to me, that the universe has plans for you, and what's meant for you won't pass you by, and that I audition for things all the time. I'm in the booth 5 to 6 days a week. And so I'm constantly trying to play in roles and do things for games and movies and shows and all that. But if I was to go and look at uh, my resume of characters that I've done,
Hmm.
almost all of them I can pinpoint something that happened in my life that would tie into that role, and it just really reminds me of like that role is meant for me. Um, and so I feel like when I see other people announcing their roles and they're booking these roles, I know that feeling. I know like that they were meant for that. Like it was meant for them. So um, that's the exciting part about booking some of these characters is that yeah, sure, there may be a moment where you book a role because you were a good actor in that moment, but then there's a lot of times where you just book something that's like your favorite thing of all time or a favorite franchise or something that really means something to you, and those are the ones that I love the most.
That is amazing. I'm so glad that you got to be able to do this, being, that this is something you're so passionate about. So I have to know. I'm also a Marvel fan. Rogue is my favorite character. Um, but what is your favorite Marvel franchise?
Oh, that's hard because I feel like franchise is different from like your favorite character or your favorite like single individual movie. So if I have to say like franchise, it would have to be the X-Men because there's just so much to love about them. There's so many characters, so many stories, so many video games for me to have enjoyed. But if I had to say my favorite character in Marvel, it's Spider-Man. It's always been Spider-Man. It's just he's just the coolest. I love Spider-Man.
That was going to be my follow up question.
Yeah.
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 There are a lot of franchises. They've got X Force, they've got X Factor, Excalibur. I mean, the Avengers. So yeah, very cool. All right, got to do it. Marvel or DC?
I don't think this is too big of a surprise for anybody who knows me, but Marvel all day. I do love Batman though. I think Batman is an incredible property. I'm going to offend someone, I'm sure, but I've just never cared for Superman. I think the character himself is just he's just too powerful to be enjoyable. However, I do have some friends who are trying to show me more of Superman, where he's more vulnerable and he's not as overpowered. So I'm always interested in learning more and seeing more. But Marvel easy all day. I mean, you can't see it, but um, right on my wall right here next to me is Spider-Man and Miles Morales, but it's like one of those fading images. So if you look at it from a different angle, it's Venom and Carnage. Um,
Oh, cool.
yeah, yeah, and then behind me is an Avengers thing. I've got Captain America and Thor and Hulk and all them, and then to the side I have this really old school comic of Spider-Man and Venom. And it also does that thing where if you look at it from a different angle, like Venom opens his mouth and all that stuff is super cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Nice.
So yeah, Marvel for sure.
So you collected comics as a kid?
No, that costs money. And so I would go to like a bookstore maybe and like read some, but no,
Yeah.
I was not collecting growing up. But I was always watching the shows, watching the movies, playing the games whenever I had an opportunity. So I wouldn't say I'm a comic head as much as I love the characters. I'm more
Yeah.
video game, a little bit more mainstream in certain areas, but I've always loved it.
Yeah, that is fair. I had a brief window in college where I could collect comic books, and you are right. That takes money.
Yeah, yeah. I'm also a toy collector, so like a lot of my money went to collecting action figures instead of the comics.
Oh, what kind of toys do you like to collect?
My biggest collections are Power Rangers and Dragon Ball, but I also have a lot of Ninja Turtles and then a few things like Street Fighter and Sailor Moon and some other smaller characters. Funnily enough, I have like no X-Men um, figures, and it's mostly because I am a snob when it comes to toy lines. Like
Mm.
there is a there was a moment where I look at a toy and I'm like, this isn't as cool as I wanted it to be, so I'm not gonna buy into that line. Which on one hand is crazy. Like if as a fan of collecting stuff, sometimes there's collectors who will collect every single thing from a line, but then there's someone like me, and I'm just like, no, I'm gonna stick to a specific line that I enjoy, and then go from there. I actually um, had planned on getting the SH figure arts of the Cyclops and Wolverine and stuff that are recently releasing, but I haven't been collecting in the last couple of years. So,
Yeah.
you know, but if I had to guess, I have probably over 4,000 figures
Oh my
of some
gosh.
kind. Yeah. So I have a lot. I need to probably need to sell most of them. There's no
That's a
space.
task though.
Yeah.
We're in the process of downsizing. So we're huge Sailor Moon fans, and I have a collection that started in the 90s.
Yeah.
So I have all the old toys, but I have no room anymore. So I respect that completely.
Yeah, and I want to say 98% of my collection is still new in box. So I've never opened them. I'm like the 40-year-old virgin scene where he's just got all his toys lined up. But essentially that's kind of what I have is just a ton of action figures, a ton of stuff, a few duplicates here and there. But yeah, I think downsizing is kind of what I want to do, and so eventually I may end up selling a big part of that collection and just keeping a few grails. But I do have, I want to say 8 or 9 Sailor Moon figures. They're all from the figure art line. But yeah, I enjoy collecting action figures.
That's fun. I love it. I did want to touch on Zelda, of course. So that was crazy. Did you are you a Zelda fan at all by chance?
Yeah, and so similarly to my earlier story about like the universe and how things manifest and work is like I've loved the Zelda games since the Super Nintendo days. That's the system I grew up with. So A Link to the Past is my favorite Zelda game. I've always been a huge fan of Zelda. And then when Ocarina of Time came out, I became a really big fan of the Gorons. And so even as a kid, I was like, these are my favorite characters. I love this part of Zelda. And so I've played every Zelda game up until, the most recent. I actually haven't played the game I'm in, but I do own it. I did buy it. Um,
Nice.
but but I may have missed 1 or 2 Zelda games on like a handheld, but I've loved Zelda since I was a kid, and so to be not only a part of a Zelda game and franchise, but to be a Goron on top of that was huge for me. I thought that was like that's the universe telling me like I'm on the right path, I'm doing the right thing, and like again, it's nobody know like nobody on in casting or on the crew or at Nintendo knew I liked Zelda, let alone,
Right.
love Zelda, right? It just so happened to be that's what I ended up booking, and that was a huge one for me. I still to this day, I remember like shedding tears after my first session driving back home because I was just like, how is this possible? Like, how is this my life right now?
That's so
But
beautiful.
eventually I will play the game. It's just time has kind of gotten in the way.
Yeah, and the new machine as well. I did. So I talked to Terrance briefly, and I said that we were seriously considering the new system so we could play this game. Steph is a huge Zelda fan as well, so I mean it wouldn't be out of pocket. But that being said, money.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
systems are not cheap anymore.
yeah. Unfortunately, I've been a gamer since I want to say 3 years old. I've owned pretty much every console that's ever existed, save for a few. And so to see the PlayStation 5 and the Series X jump to $900 6 years later is just astronomical to me. Um, I bought a Switch 2 when it came out. Actually, I bought like 10 Switch 2s. Um,
Oh,
it was
I
one of
remember
those,
that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and so I sold them all, at cost. I did not charge extra for those. I just wanted to get them to people who wanted them. But yeah, I bought the Switch 2 because I already knew that I was in the game, 11 months, 12 months before it actually came out. So I bought a Switch 2 in preparation for that. And yeah, I bought it right when it came out. I got the game, and I was grateful enough to have most of my castmates sign the game for me. So my copy of Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is like fully signed by like almost everybody on the game. So it was really cool.
That is really cool. Ah,
Yeah.
I hope you get to come to a convention near us because I absolutely want to get some merch signed from you. I geek out with when friends get these really cool roles. It's wonderful to see you doing things that you love and doing things that make you happy. Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm always really excited to see what my friends are working on and what they're booking and what they're announcing and what they're a part of because um, it brings joy to me and also to the community and to just everyone's lives that like we're still doing this. We're still out there making content, making games, movies, TVs as humans, not AI. It's like it's us actually doing the stuff. And so I'm always excited to see what my friends are up to, and it's even better when when it's something I'm interested in playing or I had already had on my mind. Like I'm a big Star Fox fan.
Hmm.
I used to make paper airplanes and pretend they were little R-wings and fly them around as a kid. And so when that game came out and I found out like half of the cast are friends of mine, I was just so excited for them, so happy to like play a game that I've always loved as a kid,
Hmm.
and hearing my friends in those games is super exciting. It's always enjoyable.
Yeah, it is. That is so cool. So, for these larger franchises, how does the casting process differ from your perspective from the indie scene?
Honestly, on my side of things, it's all the same because at the end of the day, I have an audition. I submit the audition and somebody says that's the one. And it just whether it's a big project or a small indie project,
Hmm.
it's all the same from my side of the fence. The only difference is I think like sometimes with the indie scene, casting will sometimes tell you yes or no, whether or not you booked it, or sometimes they'll send you a rejection email or whatever, which I know a lot of people are cool with those. I personally hate those.
No.
I don't want to be told that I didn't book anything, especially if your email subject line doesn't say that outright. There have
Yeah.
been times where like I'll get an email with the project name and I'm like, "Oh shit, it happened. I got it." And then it's like, "We didn't book you." And I'm like, "Well, then why did you tell me?" So, that's usually the only difference from my side of the fence. And then of course, working on these projects, it feels the same as well because once you're in the session, once you're working on something, you're working with your director and you got your engineer, and sometimes like on the bigger projects, there could be up to 15 people on the call.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's clients and there's just a lot of people in the kitchen, and those sessions can sometimes be nerve-wracking because you want to obviously do a good job for the client, but you also want to have fun in the booth. And sometimes, you'll take a swing at something and you have to wait for five or six people to talk amongst themselves before you either do it again or they move on. In the smaller stuff spaces, that
Yeah.
rarely happens. Yeah.
Yeah, it's generally one to one. Wow, I didn't realize they would have that many people in the. Well, I mean, I guess a big franchise you have like the developer and then the people that own the IP and things like that, right?
Yeah, like for example, the client, like I did something for, like actually it's not out yet, so I can't talk about it. But the client was there, the
Hmm.
writers were there, the producers were there, um, the director was there, obviously the engineers were there, and like it's just you kind of that's just how it plays out sometimes. They want to make sure the client also wants to make sure it sounds proper to what they're expecting and what they're looking for, especially if it's a foreign game being dubbed. A lot of times they want to make sure that you sound in line with what the original sounds like, not necessarily voice matching or anything like that, but they just want to make sure that your delivery is up to what's already been, perceived and is out there. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can see that. Oh, so how did you get into acting?
Acting specifically, this actually. So I've always wanted to be a voice actor since I want to say I was maybe 11 or 12. Like I was very young when I discovered that voice acting is a real possibility. Um, and it's funny because it was Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1. That was the game I played where I was like, wow, this is really cool. I want to do this. And obviously, I've heard voice acting prior to that,
Right.
Disney movies, of course, other games and stuff, but it wasn't until that game where I just was like, man, this would be the coolest thing to do. This is what I want to do. But as a kid growing up in a poor part of town in California, I just assumed you had to be in Hollywood, you had to know somebody. So I never pursued it.
Hmm.
But it was always in the back of my mind. That's something I wanted to do. And then, as I got older, I realized, man, I like didn't go for it. I didn't try the one thing I've been saying I wanted to do. So after about 20 plus years, it was like time to finally look into this. And I found a school in Vegas where I lived at the time that would teach you like acting and voice work and commercials and animation and video games and all these things, mic technique, all that stuff. So I signed up for that and I was doing that for a while. And then, here I am. So how I got into acting was pursuing voice acting,
Hmm.
what created that want was playing Metal Gear.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Was there
Yeah.
anything in that performance that really stood out to you that made you go, I really want to do that?
Well, it was just really well done. Like everybody in that cast was incredible, but also it wasn't like your standard fare of voice work. Like I'm a big Resident Evil fan. I've always loved the games, but anyone who knows that series knows that that first game, that voice acting was a bit rough. And so, as a kid playing that game, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Oh, it's so cool. There's voices and whatever, but it didn't hit.
Hmm.
Even something like Star Fox 64 had voice acting, and it was also really cool voice acting. But it wasn't like it didn't hit in a way of like, wow, this is really profound. This is really well spoken. And like Metal Gear had such a big story where um, there was so much voice acting in it that it really just spoke to me of like, man, this could actually be like a job, like to voice in video games. And after that, more and more games started coming out with voice acting, and every year year over year, it just kept getting better and better. So it always stayed in the back of my mind, like, man, that would be super cool to be a part of and do. And so yeah, I think those actors in that game hold a special place for me because they were the ones who like showed me inadvertently that's like this is a thing that you could do and be a part of. Even though again, I've heard voice acting in all sorts of things before that. I just don't know. Like Metal Gear, it just spoke to me differently.
Yeah, it seems like through the years there's definitely been a shift in focus on the narrative and on the quality of the acting that they bring in. And it's really more about the storytelling now, and it's beautiful to see.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's insane how far we've gone with um, acting in games, because a lot of times people didn't consider the voice work as acting. They just felt like it was just another part of the game or whatever. But now it's its own thing. It's really impressive.
In such a short amount of time, too, relatively speaking.
Yeah,
20 years, if that.
yeah. How I mean the the increase in quality is definitely there for sure.
Have you thought about potentially maybe someday getting into performance capture?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I didn't think about it too much until I met some folks who do it, and they kind of showed me that it's possible even for someone of my size. I'm almost 7 feet tall. I just assumed they'd never have a costume for me to jump into, but apparently that's not the issue. So I'm excited to one day start doing stuff like that. I think it's super cool what they do, and I could just tell they're having the most fun out of anybody, to be able to play not only with your voice but your whole body, and act in that way, and then see it translated into the game and stuff is just super cool. So hopefully one day, I'll be a part of that. Who knows? I might be some big monster somewhere. I remember talking to a friend of mine who does performance capture, and he was telling me about how he's in the game, he's up against these huge monsters, but he's looking directly at or he has to look up above his fellow actor because they're about the same height or whatever. And I always thought, man, that'd be super cool to like be some big giant in some game, and like the actor actually looking at me and I'm looking at them. So I'm excited for what the future holds in that category.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Although, if you think about it though, like if you're regular size, they can size you down with all of that PCAP equipment, but then the actor would have to talk to your chest.
Yeah, yeah. So and that was what opened my eyes to it too, was like like I said, I didn't think there was any kind of need for someone of my size in that space, and how wrong I was once I started talking to people about it.
That's
Um,
exciting.
so one day we'll see.
So what was your first voice acting gig? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's a game called Dragon Siege Kingdom Conquest. It's a mobile game.
Oh.
I play Fabro and Bihon as an elf. Bihon is the elf, I think, yeah. And Fabro is the dwarf, which I always thought was hilarious. My very first role, I played a dwarf character, even though I'm a giant in real life. But yeah, that was a huge one because it was my third audition ever. I just got really lucky, I think, and I booked really quickly on that role. I remember spending almost the entire paycheck I got on that taking my coach to dinner, because it
Aww.
was like, to me, that was a win for me just as much as it was for him, because um, he got me to that point. He showed me the way, and he taught me so much. And so when I booked my first role, I had to celebrate with him. So yeah, that was big. But it also opened my eyes to like how the industry works, because I booked that role, I did my lines, and then I never heard back from the company ever again. So um,
Okay.
I had to constantly every few weeks go and check, like, did this come out, am I in the game, like, all these things. And I think I found it, I want to say, I booked it in July of 2023, which is why that's my anniversary year. I just celebrated my 3-year anniversary. And I didn't find out, I want to say, until October, maybe November, that not only did the game already exist, because I didn't know the name of the game. It was all, when I booked it and did it, it was all code named and stuff. And so when I figured out the name of the game, I found out it was already out. I found out it was like a live service mobile game. And so I was just like scouring like for these characters. Are they in the game? Are they in the game? I don't know. I don't know. And finally, I downloaded the game myself and I went and found my characters. So I have like a video, a small little video of me saying my lines, or at least one of my lines for each of those characters in that mobile game. Yeah, I'll always remember Dragon Siege for sure.
That is so cool. Well, the mobile games are really, really hot right now, and anything coming through the Asian markets, the turnaround times seem to be so quick. Like, you get
Yeah,
hired and you turn in your lines, and they're out fast.
yeah. I think one of the longest ones for me was AFK Journey, and even that was only like I want to say 2 months after I finished recording. That the season was out, my character was in there and doing all that stuff. So yeah, their turnaround is much faster than some of the bigger AAA stuff for sure.
Corey just popped in and wanted to say hello, so say hi to Corey. Hi,
Right?
Corey. Thanks for coming in. I am watching chat. I'm trying to keep up, so we will have some questions for you then. But okay, so I did have a thought. So working in video games, audio dramas, and now animation and dubbing, do you find any one of those genres a little more difficult technically to do than another?
Um, I don't think so, and I think I owe a lot of that to the training I got.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that the school name was the Voice Actors Studio, and I learned so much from them and so many different methods of acting and playing and the different types. Where difficulty wise, no, I don't think it's overly difficult in any space. Um, I think a lot of people would say dubbing is probably the hardest, just because you have to, you have to match the mouth flaps, you have to match the timing, you have to match the energy, you have to do all of those things and still act at the same time. So I can understand how that could be considered the most difficult or one of the most difficult. But I think I'm just because I was so well trained on that stuff, it doesn't usually bother me or it doesn't feel very different from doing video game work or other animations and stuff because a lot of times, you're doing a video game, and every once in a while they'll throw up a video and say, "Hey, you got to match the timing," like including the apocalypse thing. That whole thing was matching the timing to the video. So
Oh,
it was essentially dubbing. I wasn't dubbing over another actor or anything, but I was matching the timing, and I was lucky that Apocalypse was monologuing most of the time, so his mouth wasn't moving for most of that trailer. So that was a little easier. But yeah, a lot of times, you'll do, a video game thing and there's a cutscene. And so you're still dubbing in that same aspect.
okay.
So difficulty wise, if I had to guess, most people would probably say dubbing is more difficult. But for me, it all just feels like the same kind of thing.
So for larger titles, they are usually seem to have the animations and everything ready for you to dub to, because it seems like in the indie space, a lot of times you provide the lines and they just match the scene to you and your
Uh,
work.
yeah, that happens a lot. I mean, they call that prelay animation. That does happen more for me, at least in the indie side of things, because a lot of times it's just easier for them to um, match or create animations based off the energy we're providing in the acting. Um, but a lot of times, like with the gaming and stuff that I've been a part of, a lot of it is from foreign markets that already have the videos and the characters
Yeah.
and the acting done. So it is a lot of dubbing, and I think the misconception a lot of people have is that voice acting is like super easy, but it's not, and it's very. I think it's easier when you're dubbing something that's already been delivered like you see the scene is shown to you. You understand the context of what's happening. When you're doing it beforehand, it could be very hard to picture the scene and really deliver the lines in a way that makes sense for what's happening. So I
Yeah.
think um, that the way the like doing it before seeing it is much more difficult than the other way around.
Yeah. I can see that for sure. Now, you said that your school taught you all of that. How much schooling did you go to for that? For like when you went to that one school, did you go for like six
This
months or a year or?
It was about 9 months before I started actually auditioning. And then of course, like schooling's never over. You never stop learning,
No.
you know? But I want to say before I ever spoke words into my own microphone in my own booth, it was 9 months. Consistently going 4 to 5 times a week. I was there because I really wanted this. It was something I had always wanted since I was a kid, and I finally had the money to do so, the opportunity to do so, and I did not take it for granted. I was in that school taking classes so often. I think I hit 100 plus classes before that first year was up.
Wow.
I was constantly sitting there learning as much as I possibly could.
That's wonderful you were able to do that though. Like you said, it lines up. So if this
Yeah,
is something you're meant to do, you had the opportunity and the finances and everything lined up. That's wonderful.
yeah, yeah. If it was today, I don't know if I could say I could do all that, but
Yeah.
and that's another thing about everything happens for a reason. What's meant for you will be because I wanted it when I was a kid. I always think back of like, there's every once in a while I'll say, man, I wonder what my life would have been like had I started at 18 when I was out of high school. But I also feel like I don't know if I was mature enough to do something like this where you're constantly being I don't want to say constantly, but there's a thing of like you're putting yourself out there consistently and not hearing back or not being selected for things, and that's hard. I don't consider things rejection. I really do believe that it's rejection. It's more selection. You are not chosen because someone else was selected for that role. But I really don't know if 18-year-old me, 20-year-old me would have stuck with it,
Yeah.
because it's very difficult. It's very hard to um, consistently show up to bat and strike out essentially because you're not chosen for some of these roles. So I'm grateful that when I started was when I started. I do feel like um, it would have been interesting because the very first time I did go to that school for one day was at the end of 2016. Um, I got gifted uh, class for Christmas that year,
Oh.
and so it was like, oh, this is a real thing. This exists. Let's do it. And I went for one day, and I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. But life didn't allow that. Things happened. Things got in the way of that. So I always wonder like where I would be if I did start at the end of 2016, 2017, what my career would look like. But I wasn't meant to be doing that at that moment. And so I look at it as where I'm at today is because of the hard work that I've put in, all the coaching that I've had, but also because that's where my life has allowed for this to be the case. So I never really get down on myself for not starting earlier.
No, and because you started when you started, you're able to bring things to your storytelling that you may not have been able to bring at 18, at 25, at 30.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I definitely think, being a dad helps with certain roles. Being older helps with certain stuff that I book. I play a lot of villains. I play a lot of deep characters because that's where my voice lands now. Um, I do have range, but I wonder, if I was 18, 19 or whatever, I probably wouldn't be doing a lot of these characters or playing in these spaces. So I'm grateful for what I have today, for sure.
That is, yeah, gratitude is what carries us through, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. I wouldn't be where I am today in this industry if it not for people helping me get to where I am. So I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunities that I've had, for the people I've met, and for those who have been gracious enough to help me get better. So I always try and pay that forward. Anytime someone reaches out to me about anything voiceover related or anything really, I'm always there to help and try and give guidance of what I've learned and some of the missteps I may have taken. Because that's honestly this how this industry plays out, is honestly how this industry flourishes, is by the community helping one another get better.
A rising tide does, in fact, lift all boats, and you have always been so kind to me, and I cannot thank you enough. It for me. It was really difficult stepping into, because it is also something I've always wanted to do, and I'm a little older than you, and I just got started, so it was really intimidating going into these spaces where everyone is 19, 20, 21, 22, and here I am in my 40s going, eh. So
Yeah.
having these people like yourself, people like KJ Burbank, and Corey's always been nice to me, and having everybody uplift one another is just, it's beautiful to see, honestly.
Yeah. It, it's interesting because you don't think that's how it would play out. You would assume that it would be more of like, you'd find more people who are more selfish about things and only looking out for themselves, because the more people that do this, it's more competition for them. But realistically, a lot of us don't feel that way and we don't think that way. And, shining light on others lifts everybody up. It also helps shine a light on yourself. Not to say I do this stuff because I want anything out of it, but I remember booking a role based on like the client owes me because of they saw me in the community and how helpful I was to people and how nice I was to people, and they were just like, we want nice, helpful people in our project. And so that was really cool to be a part of. Like, of course I still auditioned for it, but they reached out to me based on the kindness of my character. And again, I don't do these things to get anything out of it. It's
Right.
just who I am. But it's so great like that to see our community is just like that. 90% of us are just like that. We just want to make sure everybody's having a good time and people are learning and growing and we're all getting better and all being elevated. Um, and again, the more friends you make, the better this becomes, because then you start seeing stuff that they're in, and it's just really cool to like celebrate with them and play the things that they're a part of, whether it's playing a game or watching a show. It's always just such a joy to see my friends winning and to see new actors coming in and wanting to do this. And I always encourage people to chase their dreams, because um, this stuff really can happen. As cliche as it always sounds, but like, if I could do it, I'm telling you, you could do this. Like, you could be a voice actor or an actor if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, it takes time, and it takes effort, and it takes a lot of patience, but if you're in it because you love the craft work and you love storytelling, then you're right where you want and you need to be.
Yeah, yeah. And for me, I just really like video games. I like playing video games. Like I love video games, and so to want to be a part of it, like literally my very first booking was a video game. I think just it's just so cool to like to be in video games, to be able to like say that I did that, and to continue to grow in the space that I've loved since I was a kid. It's really cool. Like, I really enjoy doing dubbing and animation, and I have fun with commercials. But man, being a part of video games is just it's just such a different feeling.
Yeah. Well, that's your passion. So is that basically one of your pastimes? Like when you get some downtime, do you like to play video games? One of your hobbies?
Yeah, I definitely enjoy playing video games. I definitely enjoy spending time with my kids. And lately playing video games with my oldest.
Aww.
We play a lot of Switch 2 together, Mario Party, Mario Kart, all that kind of stuff. And to watch her learn how to play and watch her enjoy gaming like I enjoyed gaming has been really fun. And then my youngest is too young to play, but I have a controller for her, so she's always sitting next to me, holding the controller, thinking she's playing. But it's always cool to see. But yeah, that's how I like to spend my time. Gaming and family time, and then of course, spending time with friends when I can. See anybody. That's what I like to do for my
You got to catch
during
up
the
with
day.
June recently. I
I
saw.
did, I did, and it's one of those things where if you want something, you kind of have to make it happen. And it's even with like even in the acting side of things, I feel it's the same way. Like if you want to be a voice actor, you gotta have to audition, right? You can't book if you don't audition. But with it also with regards to like making friends and being around people who want to be around you and who are there to be genuine with you and not looking to make it a business transaction or anything like
Yeah.
that. And so like I've met a few people like that, and June has always been one of those people. And so I genuinely was just sitting there one day like, man, I miss hanging out with June. I haven't seen him in a while. So I was like, I'm gonna go do that. And so he knows every time I was in his vicinity, in his area, like in California, I would reach out. And that was our fourth try after I made that tweet, the original tweet of missing him. That was my fourth try getting to finally see him. We just couldn't line up, scheduling and stuff. So yeah, it was exciting to get to hang out with him again. And I feel like that with a lot of my friends. I try not to bother people much because um, I know like when I go to LA to record and stuff, the the goal for me usually is to just get the work done, come home, and be a family man and everything. So every once in a while, I may reach out and try and hang out with people, but a lot of times I don't because I don't want to bother people. I don't want to get in their way. I don't want them to feel obligated to hang out or anything like that. But every once in a while, I do like get the urge to be around my friends in this community, and so it's always good to see them when I can.
Yeah. It's interesting to me because so many of us are like, you can reach out to me, it's not a bother, but on the same flipping it around, we don't want to reach out to other people because we don't want to bother people. It's such a conundrum.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I'm the same way. Like I'll tell anybody, like reach out anytime. I'm always available. Like I will listen, I will hang out, I'll do whatever. And then they'll say the same thing to me. And then when I go and like I'm nearby, I'm like, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to get in the way. And I don't want like one day I will break out of that uh, cycle and really start engaging with all of my friends on a regular basis. And so uh, see what that leads to because a lot of times um like I'll be in LA for something and another friend will be like, man, I was in LA at the same time, we could have hung out. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't even think to reach out because I want to bother you. It's a weird mind thing we have.
Yeah, and you don't want to blast on socials. I'm going to be in LA because then people who might know what projects are going on right now can kind of narrow down what you might be in, and that's a problem, an NDA problem.
Yeah, I'm also just a really private person in a lot of cases, and so I also don't like to blast out where I'm gonna be, what I'm doing, and all that stuff. So, um, yeah, I get that. And then from the NDA side of things, um, it can be very hard to talk about things, especially when you're excited about stuff, because you do have this obligation of not saying anything. And like you said, yeah, saying that I'm working on something or I'm at a studio or something, could lead to leaking some kind of NDA or getting people excited about something before I guess the client is ready for them to get excited about. I usually don't mention stuff. Like I was clearly at Bright Skull at one point. I took a photo of said thing, but I didn't say anything
Hmm.
because um, I didn't want that to lead to, oh, what's he working on? Oh, Bright Skull does this, does that. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. I just don't want that out there like that. So I waited until I had booked the role to even mention that I was already there for something completely irrelevant to that. So, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like we have to do that. So before we're just about time, so we can jump into the game and everybody can ask questions. But I would love to know. We did talk about there are so many people that are interested in doing this. What kind of advice would you give to someone that is looking to start voice acting?
Um, I've answered this question a bunch in other, spaces and stuff, but
Oh,
I will just keep it, no, I'll just keep it extremely brief. I think if you want this, if you want to be a voice actor, even as a hobby, just do it. Like that's my biggest advice is to just go for it, is to just attempt it and do it and stick with it because it really is about patience. Yes, I booked on my third audition. That does not happen normally. That is super rare. Um, there are actors who didn't book until their 100th audition or even longer. But it's not always about booking. That doesn't necessarily make you a voice actor. Being in the community, doing the work, auditioning, um, learning, studying, that's what makes you a voice actor. All that other stuff is a bonus. Having fun in the booth is what you should strive for, whether that's in an audition or an actual session or in a class or whatever. The goal should be how can I have fun with this? Because if you're not having fun with it, you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to want to stick with it. I've seen people who are really talented come and go, even in the short 3 years that I've been doing this, because they weren't enjoying themselves. And so I always say, if this is what you want to do, just go do it. And that goes for anything. If you want to draw, go draw. If you want to write, start writing. You just kind of have to do it. If you want to do content creation, just start doing content creation because trying to wait until you have the perfect moment or you are the perfect actor or the perfect artist, you'll never do it. You'll
yeah.
never do it. I went into this with zero acting skills. I had never once acted before. I had never attempted to act. I didn't even practice acting before this. And so, like I said before, if I could do it, I'm telling you, you could do this if this is something you want to do. And I know that was very long winded, but I just think that if like the best advice I can give anybody is if that's something that they're interested in or they want to try something or they want to do it, you just have to do it. That's it.
Yep. Find your joy and have fun. Life is short. Life
Oh
is
yeah.
so short.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's play some games.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and switch this over. Doot, doot, doot. So this is going to be fun. Let's see. Let's see if I can. Yeah. Run from Mummies. Awesome. I'm excited. And if there are any questions, Steph can let me know and I will get that get those out to you while we play.
So one of the reasons why I wanted to play Run from Mummies is because one, I love the indie scene of gaming, but also this was the third video game I had ever booked. It was the first game I had ever been a playable character. As you can see, this is me. I'm Brick Davies here. But it was also a game made by just two people. I think there's something super cool about, you know, solo devs and small teams that just kind of get out there and want to create and want to make things. And so I've always loved this game. I am one of the first people in the world to finish it 100%. I remember that. That was a big deal to me because I was just like super excited to be in something that I could play as myself. And then yeah, I went and did it, and I love this game. So I'm excited for you to try it and play it with me. Um, and I'm just remembering all this stuff. It's been a while. This like I said, this is my like third game that I ever was a part of. So it's been a minute since this game has come out. So I'm like reminiscing. This dude running back and forth here is also me. Um,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, his name's David, and he only had a few lines. You know, like him saying "see ya" was was really funny to me because a good friend of mine. We game a lot together,
Hmm.
and when like we're done playing and we get off of like our headset or whatever, we both always say "see ya" in like a really weird way, and so I say that as that character running around, and so I thought that was cool that the devs let me play like that, let me enjoy being in the moment as these characters. So let me find the first level because that'll be like the tutorial.
Okay, cool. Do you have a
Um,
character that just kind of slips into your repertoire all the time? You don't mean to?
like a specific voice or anything.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Probably. Oh, there's a tutorial down there somewhere. I do get really deep and gravelly sometimes with characters. Oh, I get over going the wrong way. But it's funny. It's very rare that I use my normal voice in acting, which I'm still working on, like being mindful that my normal voice is enough. I don't have
Yeah.
to like always put something on, you know. So yeah, here's the tutorial. Here's how you play the game.
Okay.
Um, we're just gonna get started.
Crash course. L to move. Okay. B to
Yeah.
sprint. Okay. Do we have a stamina bar?
Nope. You can sprint as long as you want.
Oh, nice.
So the goal is to collect these by taking photos. Yeah, and each character has like their own way of taking photos. Like Brick has a very wide range of taking
Okay.
photos. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I just love that there's a button to pose.
Oh no.
'Cause yeah, so I hit that button a lot. Yeah, and that's another cool thing about this game is like a bunch of my friends are in this game with me before we knew each other. Um, we were booking stuff together. Corey is a good friend of mine. I know he's in this game. Uh, and there's like Ariana's in this game and Nassim. And there's just a lot of friends that I've grown to know in this industry. All came, or we all were in this game together.
That's fun. A to pose. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
but we
up
have to
there.
do
Okay.
it in the camera. Yeah.
My bad. Okay.
This is also like my first villain role.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also one of the final bad guys in the game. Uh, it was super cool to be a part of that because I don't remember exactly how they found me, but I do remember the audition. It was live. It was live with devs and the
Oh.
voice director. Yeah, the audition was a live audition. It was my very first live audition, and I wasn't necessarily nervous about doing an audition live, but it was like wondering and hoping that they enjoyed my performance. Like I remember spending the next few days kind of wondering like did I get that? Because the audition went really well. We were talking with
Hmm.
the devs and having a good time. So it felt good, but to know that I booked this And again, this is still really early in my career, so any booking was, kind of a blessing. But this specifically, because I remember they showed me the game, and there was a Kickstarter going, and I saw it, and I was like, it just reminded me of Zombies Ate My Neighbors on the Super Nintendo. So I was always excited for this game to come out. And then there's little cutscenes, you know.
Okay. And this is just 2 people.
2 devs, yeah.
That is crazy.
And became the youngest to ever complete the immortal trials, a feat never equaled. When he became pharaoh, Thutmose finished his father's work, completing the grand city of Avaris, and rode his chariot to victory against all challengers on the racetrack and on the battlefield. Pay homage to our great king, or face your peril.
I love it. I don't know about you, but I think the reason I love indie work so much is because they aren't beholden to shareholders and they can just make what makes them happy.
Yeah, yep. Definitely one of the things I love about the indie scene is that you really get to see what these devs want to put down and make and create. And a lot, like you said, a lot of times they have the freedom to just kind of do that. It's also really fun that, one of my most recent roles was Apocalypse, who's also Egyptian, and, this game is all about going to Egypt and taking photos and stuff. So we're gonna jump straight to like a harder stage.
Okay.
So I can show you like what the game is and the mummies and all that stuff. So
This is just so clean and professional.
it's a really good game. I had so much fun going through it. It's a big boss fight. So to do damage to the boss, you have to take his photo.
Okay. Well, that's too fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I can throw things?
Yep.
Okay, that's cool. No, come back here.
I thought I was better at this game.
Ah! No!
But yes, this is my very first playable character in a game. I ended up playing all of the characters that you unlock. And this was also the first time I was a boss character, so I got to play as myself and defeat myself in the game. So the mummies are unkillable usually. So you have to do like a specified way of killing them, like having the boss kill them. Usually taking a photo will just stun them. Which is why the name of the game is Run from Mummies and not Destroy All Mummies.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, she has a wide... I mean, a long...
Yeah. So yeah, Brick is wide. And then, of course, you can heal by holding X. You want to heal up there. I should probably heal up myself. So you died. However,
Oh, okay.
Because we're in co-op, you can still run around and help and attack. Oh, man. And I died too. So we both died. I'm gonna move us on to the next room. This is a very difficult game in the best way possible. It's they do have an easy mode for those who are like um, struggling or whatever. We'll jump into my character's name is Akin-Ra, and so we'll jump to his stage.
Okay.
And we'll just do like the first level here. This game I think has 4-player co-op.
Okay. That's fun.
Yeah.
The first video game I was ever in, we are in together.
Which game is that?
That is WTC.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I do remember.
Woo,
Oh god.
woo. Nope.
Oh, I totally forgot about this.
My bad, did not run.
I totally forgot about that. Yep, I do remember WTC.
I need to play it. I still haven't. It looks like it's a long game.
That's another thing I really enjoy about like the indie scene is there's so many different genres. If I remember correctly, that was a like a visual novel style game. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're supposed to destroy these. But yeah, this is such an impressive game because it there's like I remember over 100 levels.
Wow.
Yeah, there's so much content in this game for I think it's like $15 or something. Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay.
Oh, this is difficult. I can see this.
Yep.
One of the things I love about indie games, and now mind you, I don't care for being in 80 different Discords, but you get to watch the creatives work and see the passion that they put into all of their work. And to me, that is just so phenomenal.
Yeah, actually, every once in a while, I will be in a project that I get to see kind of grow from start to finish, which is always really cool to be a part of, to see how it started and the finished product. But a lot of times, I'm far too busy to engage in that stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm in like 100 something Discords, and I feel bad because I'm not like. As active in those spaces, but I just don't have that kind of time.
No. I like to stick my head in every once in a while.
But yeah, this game had great music. It had really fun gameplay. I love the voice acting. I love the story of this game. And so the fact that only 2 people made it is incredible to me.
Oh!
I actually should probably one day play this with my fellow actors who are in this. I don't think I've ever like thought about going through this together with them.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah. But I'm a big fighting game fan, so a lot of times I play fighting games. So, like, being a part of Street Fighter was also another big kind of victory for me as an actor, because I play specifically Street Fighter 6 almost every day, so that I can get a chance to put in hundreds of hours in that game. So to be in the game is really cool.
That was rude.
It's a very difficult game.
Well, if it was easy, it wouldn't be any fun, right?
It's true. We have to go down. Not dead.
Oh, pfft.
So what are some of your favorite games that you enjoy playing?
I am a survival crafter person. So, like, Valheim, 7 Days to Die, that kind of thing. I'm almost, that's my treat. If I get my work done for the day, Steph and I play video games at night.
Yeah. Oh.
Nope. Oh. Shoot. Run. Steph is laughing her butt off right now. How many times I've died. I think I can reach that from here. I can. Yay. Yeah, this is, I have too much ADHD, so, like, something like this is a little more difficult for me. Having to pay attention.
You might not be able to tell now, but I promise you, I beat this game 100%. I did everything possible in this game.
How long did it take you, do you remember?
A few hours. I want to say over 10, maybe 15 or so. Oh my god.
That's
I'm sure
that's really good for $15.
Yeah, it's a really beefy game. I'm sure I could probably pull up the stats somewhere.
I was just curious. Do they have any hiddens or secrets?
Yes, so you don't start with the full cast of characters. I believe you start with just 2. And so you have to unlock all the characters. There's special costumes for the characters that you can unlock. There's mini games that you can unlock. There's different game modes and stuff that you can play. Yeah, they put a lot of effort into this game.
Oh, the second that goes off.
Idea.
Looking for a band-aid?
No, I'm like a sucker for 100%ing levels.
Oh.
I had to make sure we got everything.
This is really... this blows me away. A 2-person dev team, and this is just really well done.
Yep, let's see. Trying to see if it shows like the stats of the game. Use your character.
Bored, are we? I've got just the thing.
Oh yeah, and so you have these other game modes too, like beating it really fast, beating it with like these special difficulty modifiers. If the game's not hard enough, you can make it even harder. I was wondering if there's a stats screen. Oh, maybe it's under the field journey. I definitely remember unlocking like all the videos, all the character. Uh, Here we go.
There we go.
So yeah,
Yeah.
9.5 hours. So that was about 10. Yeah. But I'd see, as you see, game progress 100, secrets 100. I did it all. I may not be as good as I was when it first came out, but
Okay, I have to
definitely.
ask, are you completionist in Zelda games? Because that could be a nightmare.
I've only completed um, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% in every Zelda game, and I'm never going to 100% Breath of the Wild or uh, what's it called? I just Tears of the Kingdom, which is not going to happen. Uh, it's so funny. I played myself only for 2 hours. Um, I think Nathan I played a lot. Uh, yeah, almost 5 hours with this character because he's got a really good. He has like a camera or a video camera, so he doesn't take pictures like everyone else. He just streams damage because he can, you know, use the video camera.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, every character is unique and they have different abilities and stuff.
Where to next?
Just feeling awkward. Let me see if I can. I haven't heard myself in this game in a very long time. So I'm. If you'll let me, I would like
Yeah, go ahead.
to. Would like to watch a video and see if my acting is okay. It's been such a long time. Let's see.
There will always be improvements as you continue along your career path. So
Yes, this is very early in my career, like almost the beginning.
It began at a young age.
Yeah,
Even
that's me.
then, I was intensely interested in the gods of my people. I wanted to serve them to the best of my ability. Though all the gods of the pantheon work to support art, goddess of order, I was especially drawn to the strange god Set. Set was an enigma, a harsh, power-hungry god embodying chaos, storms, and the cool desert. Yet, Set was also a strong and fearless protector, fending off Apophis each night. How could a god with such duality work towards the order of art? Drawn by this compelling mystery, at age 10, I began a pilgrimage to the various temples of Set within the kingdom. It was within one of these temples that I encountered another mystery.
I get Stargate vibes too, Steph. We're huge Stargate SG1 fans. We actually have like all 10 seasons on DVD.
I didn't think it was that bad. I think I did okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, this is the third game I ever booked, ever did. Um, had a lot of fun with this game. Here, I'll put it on easy.
Oop, let me get my band-aid.
Pretty sure this is the tomb of my character. Yeah.
Ooh, fast. No, you are fast. No, no, no. Do you ever play games like Marvel Rivals or Overwatch?
No, mostly because I wouldn't have time to dedicate to those games. They're very like big and ongoing. But I did play a bit of Rivals after Apocalypse came out, or my role in the game to play the Death of Apocalypse like mini game kind of thing.
Hmm.
So I've played a game a bit. I do like playing as Wolverine and Gambit, and then Spider-Man, of course. Hoping one day that Apocalypse becomes a playable character, and then I will definitely play some more of that.
I would be surprised if he didn't. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no. Ow. The concept of taking pictures to injure them is funny.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the Fatal Frame games. Those horror games where you take photos to ward off the ghosts and things like that.
Ooh, there's another band-aid for you.
We beat it.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. I guess easy mode is what I needed.
That is level 5.
Have we got any questions in, Steffi? Scroll down. Okay. She says yes. Cool. Give me just a second.
I'm just trying to find the last level. Unless that was the last. Yeah.
There we go. Oh! Still going down. There we go. There's where she put him. Alright, so what game deserves a follow-up that doesn't have one coming right now, and who or what would you like to play in it? Oh, that's fun.
Follow up. I think I would love to. It's already like I don't know if follow-up's the right word, but like Street Fighter 6 is still ongoing. We're in season 4 coming up in I want to say a couple weeks. I would love to come back to that game as a playable fighter so that I can one day go to tournaments. I used to compete in Street Fighter tournaments, and so it'd be really fun to play as my own character in a tournament. I think that would be such a joy.
Oh, that would be... You know what, though? Like, if you tried to play at a tournament like that, if you got into one of those games, that could be a little difficult, though. They would recognize you.
That's possible, but I just think it would be such a fun moment to go to a tournament as my character and see how far I can make it in the bracket.
That's awesome. So how far did you ever make it in tournaments? Because those are hard.
I've won some like small local events and stuff, but like my highest placing in a tournament with like a big amount of players was 4th place.
That's still really respectable.
Back in the Street Fighter 4 days, so it's been over a decade since I've done that.
So what drew you to Street Fighter?
The arcade scene. I remember as a kid going to the arcade, and my mom would, give me like $1 worth of quarters, so not much. And with fighting games, you put your quarter in, and they allow you to play the game. and as long as you win, you can kind of keep playing. And so on that like same quarter,
Yeah.
so as a kid, I just gravitated towards maximizing my time with the games that I could do. So I would play fighting games, and as you got better at those games, you got to play for more time on a single quarter. So that's why I grew to enjoy Street Fighter, um, out of a necessity to play video games as long as I could on a single dollar, basically.
I understand completely. All right.
I do not remember how to play this game.
There's got to be a way to break these things, so let's see what we can do.
There we go. There.
Oh. I need that.
Oh, yeah. No.
Thank you. That was funny. I kind of miss arcades because I remember doing similar, coming back after school and just hanging out with friends at the arcade with I was bad, like I would use lunch money. Yeah. Ooh. No, no, no. Can we reach that? Yes.
I think we might need both of them, but I need to figure out how to keep them engaged while crossing the bridge. I don't think you can.
How close can we get to... No, okay. How did you pick it up?
A. The A button.
A button, okay. Right, because there's one over here.
Yep, I think I figured it out.
Nope. Okay, that... Yeah. Wait. Well...
No, because the line
Yeah.
is from
For those two, yeah, I see. I see what you mean now. Yeah, that one has to stay there. Okay, I had you.
There's definitely a trick to it. I just don't remember.
Can if we
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so dumb.
what? Okay.
Let's pick this up. Yeah. So if I put this one here, and then we take this one and put it closer. There you go.
Almost had it. Nope. Come on. Oh, I had it. I had it. There we go. That was rough.
That's just what happens when I stop paying attention.
No, stop, 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 stop.
There you go. Here, you take that one.
Okay. Got it.
Or I can take this. So this one will probably have to stay here.
Okay, where's this one need to go? Ooh.
Yeah, you can drop it there.
Keep this thing off of you.
There we go.
Oop. Oh, give. Thank you. This is too fun. So on top of having to be fast, it's a puzzle.
Yes. Yes. Plenty of puzzles.
This is
I'm-
really
wait,
in depth.
Yeah, let's try the mini games. I've never played them.
We got another question that came in. What is your favorite and least favorite environment biome in a game?
In this game specifically,
I guess in
Um,
any game, but
if it's any game, I really like water levels. Like except for except for Zelda's Ocarina of Time. I'm not a fan of the water temple. I'm not. But, I like aquatic stages and levels. I like water. I like being near the ocean and so like Star Fox 64. I like the aquamarine level. Like Sonic, the Sonic adventure game. I like the beach stage at the beginning. Like I just like water stages usually. Let's do Boulder Run.
Okay, what does this say? Can you outrun the boulder? Run faster than your Nice. Oh, traps won't hurt you, but they will slow you down. Okay, got it.
And I lost. You beat me. Let's do it again.
Nope, I didn't even make it that far this time. I got caught on a dude.
No, I'm dead. Alright, 2 out of 3.
That's it. If you get hit by those dudes, you're done. Okay. Nice. Oh. Well done.
See what else is out there. Yeah, I actually have never played the mini games because I played the majority of this game by myself. So I tried these.
They kind of remind me of the mini games in Mario.
Like Mario Party?
Yeah, Mario Party. Thank you. Okay, I get what I'm doing now. Oh. So, no touchies. Got it. Collect coins. Stay on the outside. Ah! Beaten by my own camera. How dare! Timing is everything. Okay.
I died afterwards.
What in the world?
You had a better, faster lap time than me. Just good at overall.
Ghost tennis? That...
Give it a try.
Photograph
Oh,
the ghost to bounce it. Okay.
Cool. And we're on the rain side. I gotta switch the teams. There we
Yep.
go. Oh, it's like that. Okay. Like Pong.
Oh, and you can make it bounce. No?
Yeah.
Ah! Okay. And running is still an option. Ah! Yep, okay. And it takes time for your camera to warm up too, so.
Well, you can just do a quick shot, I think. You don't have to hold it if you don't
Okay.
want to. Yeah.
Getting back in front of it can be hard. No! Ha-ha! No!
Big defense.
So you got set up. Wait, why am I... That That one's wild.
Stay alive. I guess just survive, huh?
Can you jump?
Nope.
Ooh. Okay, that's good to know.
Not one shot and you're dead. Oh, I might lose this one. I should probably stop posing.
Ah! Oh, okay, it added more stuff. No, 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 no. Bad. Oh, you can block stuff. Okay, that's good to know. You can stun the birds. No! Chaos everywhere! Oh, there I go.
You win. But yeah, this was such a fun game to me. I remember when I booked the game. I remember playing the demo for the game. The devs were kind enough to give me a copy of the game when it came out, so it's just a joy.
I really love the fact that most of these devs, they're so proud of their work. It's like, if you ask them for a copy of the game, 9 times out of 10 they'll give it to you, because they want you to play it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I bought a second copy because this game is also on the PlayStation 5, so...
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I own it twice, and I beat it both times. I was very, very excited to have a playable character in a game. Is this the same one we already did? No.
We have not. Oops. There we go. I just wish there were more physical copies of things.
Yes, I'm sad to see the state of the industry right now with regards to physical media.
Yeah. No, no, no. Don't touch me.
I don't think we need to go here yet.
Okay. I'm really happy. One of the horror games I'm in is going to have physical media. So
That's
I get a
really
copy
cool.
of the game. Yeah.
Yeah. Horror is my favorite genre of anything. So movies, video games. I just love the horror genre. One day I'll be a part of a horror game.
Oh, yeah, you will. Coming. There we go. Oh, no, 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 you don't. No, you don't. Shoot. Got so close. No!
Also like games like Overcooked. Those are always fun to play.
There's
I don't know if you've ever
a
played those.
chef game. I forget the name of it. That's really fun. Buzzy, what's the name of the game that you constantly play? It's a new one that came out. It's kind of like D&D-esque, but like Overcooked, except for you're like making magic items for adventurers. Ow. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Leave me alone.
Clerks and quirks.
Clerks and Quirks. There it is.
I'm not familiar, but I would definitely try it out.
Yeah, it's really cute. And very much the same vein as Overcooked. And it's just a small one. I think it's just a one-person team actually doing that one.
Is it PC only?
I don't know.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm a fan of all those kind of games. I really like cooperative experiences. Uh, and then I really like story games that multiple endings, or like if you play it a certain way, it changes the dynamic of the game. Gives me a reason to go back through it a second time.
Replayability, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
As of now, PC only. I don't remember if what their console plans are.
I don't know if you've ever played Escape Room. That's a pretty fun.
No, I haven't.
Sorry. We have to break.
Can we
Oh,
move?
it's
Can
on
we
the
move?
ground.
Oh. Whoops.
And there's the mummies. And so mummies are normally unkillable, but if you have this weapon, you can kill them. So there's one over here. I'll drop this one for you,
Okay.
and then you can pick it up and attack them back.
Give me just a second. I have some people I need to go and...
Yeah, right here.
Okay, thank you.
So you can just hold it, and you can still take pictures. And
Oh, and on top of it all, we're getting traps. Okay. No, no, no. Scorpion dudes? I did not sign up for scorpion dudes. Come on.
I live in the desert. I have to deal with the real life ones.
You know what? That's fair. I think I just had a raid! Welcome on in, Raiders. Thank you for coming in. I greatly appreciate it. I am playing a really cool game with my buddy Terrance. If you have questions for Terrance, he is an amazing person and incredible. Oh, I'm dead. Damn it.
Oh, I'm
And better at
almost dead.
video games than I am. Oh, they're all coming for you. Let's see if I can stun some people for you. But yes, thank you for coming in, Raiders. I appreciate it. Ooh, stuff.
That is 100%. Yes, we are playing Run from Mummies. An incredible game, and very difficult.
If you need a challenging game and has lots of replayability, this is a game for you.
You're back.
It is loads of fun. 4 players. Trust it was inevitable. Oh wait, run fast for your mummies. Fast for your friends, right? Buzzy, I feel like this is a you kind of game.
Once I had completed the facility, I was able to focus on the work itself. I knew my plan for the spear was sound.
And this is Terrance's performance here, so.
I very like
Whoa, what'd it
one
do?
of my very first performances 3 years ago.
But you said you did schooling for 9 months to back that up, so.
Yeah, I didn't just jump in. And there's nothing wrong with just jumping in. I just think training is really important, and it also makes it so that you perform better and you have a better chance of booking the stuff that you want to be a part of.
Right. There is so much that I didn't know I didn't know. It's that
Yeah.
simple. And I feel like I will always be learning new things to bring to my performances, always, no matter how long I'm at this.
Mother?
Mother?
I was also a big fan of the story. Like it's just, and it's a huge game, so there's a lot of humor in this story. There's a lot of sad moments and happy moments.
Well, there's the humor. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I like the art style. I think it's super cute.
It's super human. I love it. It fits with the theme, and you know, it lends itself to the genre they're going for. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does remind me of Codename Kids Next Door. Okay, we have a new question. Any character from any medium that you'd love to put your own interpretation on or portray? Obviously, you got Apocalypse, so who's next that you'd like to put on the hit list?
I would love to play Spider-Man in some shape or form. I'd love to play, like I said before, a Street Fighter character or a Mortal Kombat character would be really fun. Like I've always liked Sub-Zero and Johnny Cage and stuff. But I think where my goals align nowadays is more to be new stuff, new characters, new experiences for people to enjoy, and I get to put my stamp on it as that character. Like for example, like I'm Brick in this game, the muscle head with the pink shirt. You know, that's a brand new character, and I just think it's really cool to be able to take someone's work that they've done, their vision, their creation, and turn it into something more and be a part of that. So as much as I would love to play like Spider-Man and stuff, I really want to be somebody new that people, you know, start loving and enjoying as well.
So, do you find there's more collaboration in indie projects where you can converse with the creative and try and find a voice and a personality together?
It depends on the creation and the indie project. Not all indie projects are that collaborative. Um, you know, for example, this game, I was strictly an actor and I did my lines and that was it. And then there's other times where I'm more in the creative process because the creators are allowing that. They'll ask me for feedback or um, adjusting things. Sometimes maybe as simple as adjusting a line or creating the scene and making adjustments like that. But typically, um, I am just an actor as far as that's concerned.
Fair enough. I wasn't sure like how collaborative you can get on the bigger projects. I've been very blessed to work with some folks that literally they sit down and they're like, "All right, here's my idea." And I'm like, "Well, how about this?" And it's a blessing. Not every project is like that. So,
Yeah.
I didn't know like if some of the bigger titles if you're able to work with them like that.
It really depends. I've talked to friends of mine who are in big AAA titles that are able to collaborate like that during their sessions and stuff, and I think that's really cool. That's an option, but it doesn't always play out like that.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, that was funny. I can reach you. Oh, shoot. Okay.
So this is still early on in the game. This is the second world, and so we really don't have a way to kill the mummies. So you're really running from them in this instance.
No. Are you the one making all that noise over there? Stop that. We cannot take down those birds. Stop it. Hey, 100%.
Yeah, that's I don't know what it is about games that have like 100%. A lot of times I will try my best to get them all. Like the Overcooked games, I try and go for all 3 stars on every level and things like that.
Do you do collectibles as well when they have collectibles in games?
Yep. Yep.
This is really cute.
I'm really grateful that I'm a playable character in this game because this is also my character Akinra here. He doesn't show up for a long time. He's deep in the game. He's like in the 4th or 5th world. But yes, this is my very first villain role.
There's a granny with a walker, really?
This is a fun game. It really is.
Oh, that is amazing.
Do we have any more questions?
Yeah, I was gonna say we are getting to the end. I don't want to keep you all day. So if we have any more questions, please let us know. Otherwise, I'm going to let Terrance be on his way. And thank you so much for doing this. This was so fun.
I had a great time.
All right, I think we're good. All right. So, yeah. So please, socials are pinned at the top. Please follow Terrance on socials. And I appreciate this. And I'll be putting up clips. And if you want a copy of this, I can send it to you if you want to do some editing on your own as well to put up for yourself. So.
Never good at that stuff. I'll just repost whatever you put up.
I'm learning video editing just so I can get the word out about things. So, all right,
But
folks.
yeah, this was fun. I had a great time. I got to go back and play one of my favorite games to be a part of. One of my first games I was ever a part of. To see where my career kind of started, and just to be a part of like the joy of being in video games. I love this game. I will always tell people to give it a try.
Hopefully we'll get a few people to. I'm pretty sure I know at least one person who might pick this up because this is absolutely his jam. I had one more sneak in at the last minute. I'm so sorry. What's your favorite role to do? And also, if you could create a character to play, who would you?
My favorite role doesn't exist yet, but if I could create something, I would love to create a story. I was working on a story years ago back in college, of a group of individuals who end up gaining specific powers, and they go out and fight crime and save the world. It's very similar to things like Power Rangers and the X-Men and stuff like that. I just never finished writing it, never finished making it, but who knows? Maybe one day I will finish that project and I'll get that out there and make it a reality. But I've always had that in the back of my mind of this game, of these characters, of this team. That one day maybe.
That would be cool. Well, they say, during your downtime, if you get downtime, work on your own projects. So.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks again. And you know what? Maybe we'll check in with you in like 6 months or so and see if you want to do this again.
That would be fun. I'd have a good time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching us. And you know, if you want to try Run for Mummies, you should. It's a lot of fun, and it's got a lot of replayability. So, all right. Take care of yourself, guys, and remember, whenever possible, choose kindness. Take care. Bye bye.